everyone, this is a random video. I'm going inside a thrift shop, but I thought I'd take you with me because I am seeing some amazing things just through the window. So all that's coming up next, so stay tuned. I recorded this video right before Mother's Day and I'm so glad I did, because a few days ago I learned that my dad died. So my voice is a little raw, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys, as I will be spending time with my mom for a while. One of my greatest memories was going thrifting or antique shopping with my dad. He loved old things, and so I am dedicating this video to him. He was the best dad ever. This thrift store is amazing and has a lot of vintage things, like this wall art with the Victorian ladies and gentlemen. And this one is $150. There is another Victorian piece of art of this lady on a porch. They are asking $65 for that one. And of course, I love showing you guys vintage chairs that I find at thrift stores. This one is $15. And I really like this rocking chair with some caning on the seat there. And I like the details here on the back. This one is $40. This is a vintage storage box. I expected it to be filled with dividers, but it has a hollow middle, and they're asking $30. And I found out that I think this is actually one piece. So I took the handle and I lifted it up, and sure enough it is. That was a great find. And on this shelf I noticed these crystal lamps. They have a vintage look to them with the crystals. And then there's some up here. I'm not sure if that is on purpose or it can get fixed, but I really like the shape here in the middle. It kind of has a leaf look to it. It says that both work. We are now moving into an area with some jars, vases, and candles. And I noticed this one on top. I thought it looked so unique, but as I looked at it, I noticed there's a little hole there, so it wouldn't work for putting water all the way to the top. But I really like that price, and it looks so unique. Underneath is this glass vase, and it has a hobnail look to it. And yes, that is $3. And here is a cute little vase. I will share my idea of one that I used for a knife. I will link that in a video up above. Here is a candle holder. I think finding vintage furniture at a thrift store is the best thing ever. Before I show you that one, I saw this on the floor. It looks like a baby scale. We'll show you more of that in just a moment. Look at the details of this desk. It's a roll top, and it is in excellent condition as I can see. But the best part, as you know, are the handles of old vintage pieces, like this one. I want to show you this drawer. As I pulled it open, I noticed that inside is the handle for the drawer. I think this is such a great little find. It says it's 50 years old and $80. I think that's the best find here at this store. What do you guys think? I am going to move that baby scale out of the way and just show you underneath here. There are some details I want to show you with the side wood spindles. You could also put one of those little curtains on there. That would be so cute. But let me show you this. It's made out of wicker, as you can see here. I don't know. That's a very interesting find. On the side of this desk is a decanter. When I picked it up, it really feels really light. You could probably take this stopper at the top and probably use it as a vase, but I really like that. It looks like it has some hand-painted designs on the side, and it does kind of remind me of mercury glass. And yes, I'm reading that right, $3. That is a really cute little find. I mean, I can't get over that crystal stopper. That was a neat find. As you know, I love vintage dishes, and this store has a lot of them. But I'm going to show you some of the best ones I find here. I seen this, it has the blue look. But these look like the ones I found at a Goodwill. I will link that video up above. I found probably 12 plates there. These ones are the exact same ones. And yes, I think Goodwill beat the price of these ones. And what I love is there are whole collections here. Great for those that are wanting to set their table for the holidays or special occasions. This is where you find the most amazing full set of dinnerware at a thrift store. I think they're selling this bowl with a lid separately, but that's a great find. Now, as you know, I am decorating my fireside room with pink, and so this one caught my eye. It has a pretty rose pattern. I'm trying to see if it's vintage. It is $9, and it says fine china made in England. So yes, that is a vintage piece. And if you don't know, you can look on Google Lens. That's a really great resource. Here is another decanter, but oh my goodness, I am going to have to figure this out. The idea of breaking this is not in the plan today. But talk about a glass stopper. That is gorgeous. Look how thick that glass is. No wonder it is so heavy. This would be great to collect. And I am thinking $30 just might be a really good price for real crystal. I would love to hear your comments down below. I will show you this dinner set in just a moment, but first I have to show you this butter dish. The way you can tell is when you look up close, you can see the edges, and it's like a little bowl in the middle. Just bought a blue one for my kitchen recently. This one is $16. I am showing you the details up close because I just think this one is so pretty, especially that handle. I am being very careful to put it back on that shelf. Okay, so here is that dinnerware. It has some pinks in it, and it looks like some yellow flowers. And let's see, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a Monmouth. And this is a little list of all the things that it comes with. And they're wanting $4.50 for the whole set of 64. This immediately caught my eye. This piece is what I've been looking for my hutch. And I will show you what that looks like because I ended up buying this. It is a great way to add height. And I really like that price because look how thick this one is and has a very neat vintage look to it. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where to put this. I want to show you guys the full view of it. Isn't that pretty? And now I'm going to take you into my dining room for just a moment and show you what I did with it. I put it here with a handkerchief on top and have a teapot and sugar bowl on top of that. Now you can see the overall look of this hutch and how that pedestal tray raised some of those dishes there on that corner on the right. These are the kinds of things I like to add to my home, especially that glass pedestal tray that goes perfectly in my dining room. Now here is this little creamer. It has that single rosebud, and on the bottom here, there was nothing to tell if it's vintage, but I am pretty sure I've seen this before. But what did you think of that price? That was pretty good. And here are some more of those trays. I have been seeing them everywhere lately, and these ones are $1. I think that would be great for a tea party as well as a wedding or any special occasion where you have to stand. And talking about a party, this would be great to serve some homemade punch, or especially the ice cream, Sprite, and lemonade. That is one of my favorite kind of drinks that I remember from a teenager. This looks like the whole set is in pristine condition, and I love that ladle. And you are not going to believe this, but check out how much all of this costs. $65 for a whole set. Wow, that is really a neat little investment, I think. And here is a crystal bowl for $12. I mean, that thing is so thick, really. I could see using these for salads or even lining it with some linen or rolls, but look at this back here. It looks like a serving dish, like for pickles or some kind of hors d'oeuvres. I think teapots are my weakness. I probably should start collecting them or something because I really like the way they look, and this one is definitely up my alley. It has the pink roses. I'm going to actually take this lid off so it doesn't fall off, because I'm going to turn this upside down in just a moment. I wanted to see what it looks like inside. Alright, so I found a place for that lid. Now, let's see what it is. $15. And where was it made? Ainsley from England. Now that is definitely a vintage piece. I think this would be a great little investment. Alright, I'm going to put that lid back on now. Now this little platter caught my attention. It is so cute. I think these were used for a side of a plate to put your knife or spoon on in the olden days. It looks like it's damaged there in the corner. It is called Austrian china. And yes, that price was pretty good. But if you look, it looks brown, but there's actually a gold tint to it. I have to tell you, I am playing all of my favorite background music to soothe my heart. But doing this video is very helpful to get my mind off of my sorrows. I mean, can you believe the things I'm seeing here today? Like this tapestry rose picture that is just so gorgeous. I was looking for the price, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, I think that one's a neat find. Do you guys remember those plates that had the fruits on them? I think this one is from that collection. There was no marking on the back that I could see, but let's see, it's $6. That's a pretty good price for this. I would love to hear what you think of that. I am seeing a teapot back here, and let me see, I need to move things around. But first, there's a cute little plate. Let's see. On the bottom, it says it's $3 and it's from Germany. Oh gosh, I am easily distracted. So here are some cups. They look to have gold and blue. Alright, let's see. This one says, to be honest, I can't read what that top word is, but it looks like it's numbered, which makes me wonder if this is really rare. Alright, so now I'm going to take these salt and pepper shakers out from the front of this teapot. And there I finally can show you. It looks to be multicolored with blues, greens, and browns. It is $12. And I'm going to turn this upside down. It's a Country Life Saddler made in England. I don't know, I just really like that pattern. Looks like it's of a village. That was a neat find. Earlier in the video I showed you my dining room hutch, and you probably noticed some flow blue dishes there. Well, this one definitely is just like those. I don't know what this meant. It was just on there. But anyway, I just like this price. It's $8 and it has gold trim. I mean, there is nothing like flow blue in my opinion. It is so pretty. Now the store always seems to have the best silver. And of course these catch my eye. They are some really neat teapots. I actually think this one is a coffee pot because it's taller. But anyway, I like the way the handle is. There's the price. It is $8. And this one is $7. And down here, this one actually looks pewter. If anyone knows, let me know. And it's actually pretty heavy on the bottom, which is interesting. I like the way the design is. Let's see, it says original handwork, handmade, Holland. It just looks really simple, but I like how different it looks than anything I've seen before. When I looked inside, I don't think this one can be used. But for $3, that would be something really neat to decorate with and add to a little collection. I'm just going to show you some other things I found here. Someone decided to mow their lawn next door, so I hope that doesn't show up in the sound. Here is a neat little find. South Parade bath, which I think is in England. And yes, that was $15. That's a neat little find. Now this one kind of hits home for me. If I tear up, I apologize. But my dad was a pastor, and he loved teaching people about Jesus. And as I sat underneath his sermons, I learned that Jesus was the pathway between God and man, and he broke the power of hell when he rose from the dead, so we could live for eternity in heaven. I was actually shocked when I seen this bowl, and that's what it reminds me of, is my dad, who left a legacy behind, that a life surrendered to Christ is a life worth living. Got myself together. Anyways, I noticed this pie plate. I don't know if it's from the same collection as that bowl I showed you, but wow, it's so colorful. And I think it's a pretty good price. What do you guys think? This was here the last time I brought you to the store. I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. And the price was lowered. It is now $22. That is such an unusual piece. I am trying to turn this over. Let me see. Okay, so it is really heavy and I'm trying to be very careful, but I don't see any markings on that one. But anyway, What do you guys think? That's a pretty one. The day that I came was a few days before Mother's Day, and so they had out some mother things like this pillow, which I think is a neat little gift. And then back here, as you know, I like these Norman Rockwell plates. And this one is for Mother's Day. This one looks like a mother reflecting on her son who must have died during service in the military, because on the back it is called Reflections. And then I found another Rockwell plate. It's for Mother's Day from 1983, and this one is kind of cute. It looks like a mother who's teaching her children how to bake, because on the back the title says, "Add 2 cups and a measure of love." At this store, they have a wall with a bunch of pieces of art and frames, and this one caught my eye. I just really like that wood. And there's a picture here of a Victorian lady. But I did think that the price was kind of high. Do you guys agree? But I did find this copper teapot. And look at this. It has that typical blue handle and the blue knob on the lid. It looks really in good condition, and that price was unbelievable at $15. Sometimes I wish I could buy all the things. It is hard to see in here with all the bright lights, but I think I got a good view here. I asked a lady if she would sell this separate from the set that it was with, and she said she would sell it for $22, which I thought was a pretty good deal. But I already have one, but I just thought that was so pretty. And it comes with that whole set there. Look at this tureen. I have a very similar one at my home. I showed you when I took you guys on a home tour recently. This one doesn't have the lid, but look, this was what I ended up purchasing. I just love the ornate sides. It's made out of metal. And then if you see, the handle has like a wicker look. And I actually kind of use it in a different way when I decorate with it. And I will show you that in just a moment. It is a very pretty basket, I'm telling you. And the perfect color, because I ended up needing black in my fireside room. Here is our 1-year-old Maine Coon. He is such a busy little boy. But I want to show you this basket here. I ended up putting some flowers inside of a water pitcher and bowl, and underneath I placed some books to give it some height. I think it looks so good here in my fireside room. I will link down below the home tour I did recently, showing some spring inspiration. And my newest find, like that chair. I mean, can you believe it? Looks like it came straight from the Downton Abbey castle, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, I love that find. At the beginning of the video, I shared how I spotted this rooster in the nest in the window, and I brought it home, and this is where I put it. I think it looks great here.
Thanks for watching.